Well, time to take a peek into the league where I cut my teeth, the Central Catholic League, where there's a clear preseason favorite. You may know him. Many people look at Bishop Hartley as a state championship contender in Division 4, and why not? 2 years removed from a state title, coming off an 11-1 season and returning elite talent. You'll hear more about those guys shortly. But they're not alone. DeSales owned Ohio's longest consecutive playoff streak at 18 straight seasons. 7-4 a year ago, and again playing one of Ohio's most difficult schedules. Bishop Watterson hoping for a bounce-back season after a 3-7 campaign last year. That young team should grow up this year. And St. Charles and Bishop Ready will try to bounce back after a losing season.
It's a lot more exciting to play in these big games. It's a lot more exciting to have great opponents to look forward to. It's a lot more exciting to play against teams you respect than teams you don't. And I mean, listen, that's what competition's all about.
It's fun to coach in that kind of environment, you know, and every now and then there's pressure involved with that. But like I told our kids, this is, at the end of the day, this is fun. This is why you play. And it's neat to play for that kind of...
Should be another
single play right from the heart.
This is our defining moment. We fight to the very end. Yet it's only the beginning, leaping into another year of excellence. What's up, baby? Glad you missed us, but now it's time to get serious for kickoff.
We are physical enough. We are athletic enough. Play a smart game. Let's get it done.
Feels good to say, for the first time since November 2011, welcome to Football Friday Night, our 19th season and a fabulous first week of football games. We'll start Hartley.
Yeah, Bishop Hartley. We don't know that. Clear Creek, though, kind of down this year, looks like. After first possession of the game on defense for them, and well, this is Dominic Scott on the reverse. He turns the corner and away he goes. Afterburners on 80 yards, and yeah, 7-0 Hartley. And the next possession for the Hawks, it's Marcellus Calhoun. I guess I should let him score before I move on to Marcellus, who keeps the handoff and heads to pay dirt. He goes 88 yards, make it 14-0. And this one was ugly. 42-0 Hartley in dominant fashion. Hey, we're talking Hartley. That was fancy. Bonus covers a couple of 2-0 teams tangling at Hartley. East Knox visiting, but it was not a fun bus trip home because the Hawks dominated. Juwan Woodley looking like a man amongst boys on that score, and then the Hawks showing they can air it out as well. Jared Brandewy finds Dominique Scott, who will scoot his way to the end zone. Hawks roll.
Hartley High School. The Hawks back on the practice field coming off Friday's big 42-10 win over Hoban High School. Running back Juwan Woodley with a strong showing in that game, rushing for 202 yards and a touchdown. He's a big reason as to why the Hawks off to a 4-0 start and ranked #1 in the state in Division 4.
I can carry my team and they can depend on me in any situation, even though that the score didn't seem like that, but our performance seemed that way. I like to think that I get stronger as the game gets going. Nothing's really pumping through my head, just running. That's it.
Has not played Bishop Watterson in football since 1996, and tomorrow night they will reunite. Both schools, of course, won state championships 2 years ago. Hartley undefeated and eager to see where it stands.
There's a lot of unknown. Are we now able to take a next step and be able to overtake them, or is it the same as it used to be? And you know, that's a question we're excited to try to answer.
I mean, the kids know, especially playing in other sports, basketball, baseball, and wrestling, and everything else. So I think there's a little sense of that in playing against some of these guys.
TV.com/First and 10, and we are here to please. Your top billing for Friday night is Watterson and Hartley. The Hawks might just be the top team in the area, regardless of division. Our David Wilkinson with more on Hartley.
This matchup has certainly been a long time coming. Two titanic Central Ohio powers will meet tomorrow for the first time in 16 years.
We always hear about that, but I mean, we don't let the hype get to us. We just, we'll just play our game and stick to what we do.
While we're on the note of numbers, it's important to point out that Hartley is indeed the top-ranked team in Division 4. However, their all-time record against Watterson, it's 3-29. Coach Birchfield happy to point out that none of those numbers will play a factor come Friday.
Listen, at 7:30 when they kick it off, it's going to be, we're going to have to block them, they're going to have to tackle us. That isn't going to matter 5 weeks from now when they set a playoff field.
Unless, of course, one of these teams is on the outside looking in. At Hartley, David Wilkinson.
For the first time in 16 years, it's Hartley versus Watterson. Kind of a weird night, though, at the stadium.
Yeah, a referee went down. He is okay. And then bleachers fell, you saw on our newscast. But again, hopefully everyone's okay. We had a heck of a ball game, though. Again, first time in 16 years, these two teams met. Watterson leads the series 29-3, but Hartley fans had a lot to be happy about in this one. Already up 14-0. 17 seconds left in the first half. Jared Brandewy, the big old 6'6" 26, Jacob Matuska, 21-0 Hawks at the half. Third quarter, Waterson needs a long drive, but instead get a huge turnover. This is one of 3 in the game. This fumble here picked up by Matuska, and the Hawks made them pay. Jawan Woodley, seems like when he runs, defenders just try to tackle and just don't succeed. Yeah, just dragging defenders into the end zone made it 28-zip. Waterson would try to rally, but they fall short. 28-14, the Hawks stay undefeated.
It is week number 6 of the high school football season. Teams needing wins to keep their playoff hopes alive. Hello, I'm Dom Taberry. Welcome to First and 10. Bo Bishop has the night off because he's in East Lansing with the Buckeyes. We began with our top billing game as voted by you, the fans. 10tv.com/First and 10. We head to Hartley High School. Some good-looking burgers being cooked. Undefeated Hawks hosting 3-2 Waterson. Third quarter, Hawks up 21-0. Turnovers hurting the Eagles. Andy Elberson fumbles the ball. Hawks. Jacob Matuska there to recover. That sets up the touchdown. Jawan Woodley, 29 yards for the score, and it's a 28-0 game. Waterson trying to come back. Andy Elberson in for the touchdown, but the night belongs to the Hawks. Hartley wins it 28.
We have traditional Indiana powerhouse Bishop Lures at Bishop Hartley. And tonight, I've got 2 basketball studs to predict this game. My husband, best coach in Ohio, and Deshaun Thomas. Who you think?
Hartley 42-7.
Wow, the Ohio State star can't even believe Randy just said that score. Well, let's see what happens. Hartley starting out with some trickery first with this fake punt. Jawan Woodley moving the ball downfield. A few plays later, Woodley scores. Then after the Hawks get their onside kick, quarterback Jared Brandowy finds Dominic Scott, and it's another Hartley touchdown. The Lures trying to score on this pass play, but the ball's batted away. Hartley wins big, 40-7. Hey, Deshaun, who's laughing now?
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, there
Bishop
is.
Lures of Fort Wayne in town. My man, Deshaun, taking on Hartley. Always good to see him. Picking up in the fourth. Hartley up big. Lures trying to get back. Trayvon Brown, not so much. Then here comes Hartley behind Jawan Woodley. Picks up 24 yards. Man, Hartley is very, very good. I'd love to see them and pick North hook up. Then inside the red zone, Marcellus Calhoun, 5 yards.
In the last chapter of the regular season, you got one opportunity with the challenges up here to double down.
You get to be all that you were created to be. Right? It gets to come to fruition. As you look right here, in the goal sheet that you created in August or in July, and you think about what you said you were willing to do to get all that. Now's the time. Let's go.
They're also trying to go to 10-0, ranked number 1 in the state all year in Division 4 and facing the rival Reedy Silver Knights. The Knights enjoying a great season at 7-1, but the Hawks too much. Jawan Woodley nearly takes out Jared. Hey, I'm glad you're okay.
Hey, easy.
But quarterback Jared Brandowy dodging the defense and the raindrops, drops it in perfectly to Dominique Scott for 6 more. 42-8. The Hawks turning their eyes now on a state.
And there you see STO's live coverage of the 6 state title games on November 30th and December 1st. You'll see all the games, and you will see them live and in HD, and you can only see it right here on Sports Time Ohio. Welcome back to the Hyundai Studios. Dave Chudowski with you. It's the Ohio High School Playoff Preview Show. We have Division 2 down. Now it's time to jump into Division 4, and we start with Region 13. And like Division 2, all of these games are on Friday night at 7:30 at the higher seeds home site. We're going to start in Region 13, and you have Brookfield, the 1 seed, unbeaten at 10-0, taking on 6-3 Ashtabula Edgewood. Moving on, the 4 seed is Manchester out of Akron, taking on Hawken. Fabulous season for Hawken, 9-1, and they get the 5 seed there. And then you have Creston Norwayne. We're going to do a lot of talking about Norwayne. Unbeaten, 10-0, the defending state champs. That's the 2 seed, and they get Northwestern, West Salem Northwestern, the 7 seed at 8-2. Streetsboro, how about Streetsboro? Haven't seen Streetsboro in the playoffs in a long time. 7-3 record, and on the other side for them, the 6 seed is Youngstown Liberty, 8-2 record. Boy, tough for Beechwood missing out there in that region. Let's move on to Region 14. Oh man, what a region this is. We talked about a tough region in Region 2. How about Region 14? Columbus Bishop Hartley, 10-0, taking on Upper Sandusky, the 8 seed at 7-3. Then you have Richwood North Union, 10-0, taking on Galleon at 9-1. How about another 10-0 team? Ottawa Glandorf, 10-0. That's the 2 seed there, taking on Clearview. That's out of Lorraine, 7-3 record. And then Genoa, 10-0. So if I'm counting correctly, that's 4 teams at 10-0. And there's Bishop Reedy at 7-2. Greg?
Well, yeah, 4 teams that are 10-0. And watch out for that 6 seed, Bishop Reedy, going against Genoa area. Reedy's a battle-tested team as well. I like that matchup there, the 3 versus 6. No guarantee for Genoa area to move on there.
That's going to be a fun one to keep track of for sure. How about Region 15 and the top seed, another unbeaten team at 10-0. It's St. Clairsville with the 1 seed. Harrison Central coming in with a record of 7-3 as they will try to pull off the upset there. Minford, the 4 seed, 8-2 record, taking on Piketon, 8-2 record. They have the 5 seed. Ironton, 6-3 record with the 2 seed. So that tells you a lot about them, that they have a 2 seed with the 6-3 record. And Carroll 5-5 with the 7 seed, and then Johnstown Monroe 8-2 taking on Indian Valley with a 6-4 record. Let's move on now to Region 16, and it is Clinton Massey taking on Cincinnati Madeira as you have a battle of 10-0 against 9-1. That is a great matchup there for a 1-8 in Region 16. Batavia, the 4 seed, 10-0, taking on Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy, a 9-1 record. Then you have the 7 seed against the 2 seed, and it is Williamsport Westfall, a 9-1 record, taking on Milton Union, coming in at 8-2. And then Norwood, 9-1. They are the 3 seed, taking on Fenwick there with an 8-2 record.
And Fenwick knocked off Kettering Alter, so Fenwick's got some confidence going into the playoffs.
All right, let's break it down and take a look at a couple teams to keep your eye on, no question. I think, Coach, you have to start up with the defending champ, and that's Norwayne. Number 3 in the state, coming off a 64-0 win in their final game over Northwestern. 3rd straight year in the playoffs. How about this? This team is averaging 53 points a game, giving up just 7. Are you kidding me?
And the funny thing is they lost what I thought was the best player in the state championship series last year in quarterback Adam Wallace. How did they replace him? Well, let's see. They go 10-0. They keep their win streak going, and they do it with a very balanced offense. This year they averaged 264 yards passing, 235 yards rushing a game. And the main thing, their running back John Zimmerly broke every single rushing record in school history. Interesting fact on that. Now, we talked about this on Friday in the kickoff show. The poor kid got in trouble at school because he broke the principal's record back from 1983, and it gets worse for him. He got grounded at home because the principal is also his dad. Oh. So every record he broke, his dad set back in 1983. So the poor kid's getting beat up on all ends there. But this team right here is, you know, they have the winning mentality. They know how to win, and that there's so much to be said about having that winning mentality.
I love that information you're giving. You mentioned that they're well balanced. So as a former coach, when you come in here, how do you defend this team? Because they're so well balanced, how do you defend them?
Well, I'll tell you, you really have a hard time because if one team is really good at passing, it's real easy. Let's just drop back 7, bring 4, no problem. If they're going to run the ball every time, you just put 8 in the box, not a problem. When they're well balanced, it really puts the defense at a disadvantage. So to be honest with you, I don't think you can stop them right now.
All right, let's talk about a team maybe a surprise. The Titans, Ottawa Glandorf, in for the 8th year in a row. Greg, do you consider them an underdog, or can they make some noise?
They're absolutely an underdog, but they're 10-0 as well. They're certainly out of the same region as Bishop Hartley, who we're going to hear more about. But when you look at what Ottawa Glandorf has done, 10-0, they do a great job running the football, averaging 326 yards a game on the ground, led by running back Tristan Parker, who's averaging 163 on the ground per game. Got a great quarterback in Caleb Seeker, who had 3 touchdowns and a big win over Wapakoneta. But I would say when you look at their schedule, they had huge wins in the middle of their season over Kenton, Wapakoneta, and Elida. And that really gave his team a lot of confidence. Yes, they're in a difficult region. That's a major region with Hartley, Genoa area, North Union. All those teams are 10-0. But you got to give some credit to Ottawa Glandorf for what they've done so far. Yes, they're an underdog, but you got a team that's believing they can win.
And what they've done in 4 different games, they put up 70 points, 62, 56, and 52. So obviously a tough offense. And they're in the same region as the top seed, the Bishop Hartley Hawks, who won the state title back in 2010. And their coach, Brad Birchfield, joins us now on the phone. Coach Dave Chudowski with you, the coach Bill Powers and Greg Fry as well. Congratulations on another fantastic season, unbeaten, top seed, home playoff game. Talk about your just great season so far.
Well, thanks for having us. We appreciate it and all that you guys do to promote Ohio high school football. It's been a great season. The schedule was, we thought, pretty tough, and a lot of challenges in there, and the kids were able to kind of navigate through it. And we were mighty excited Friday night beating our rival, but we know it all starts over this Friday night.
Coach, this is Bill Powers here. Obviously, your kids read the paper and all this social media stuff out there. They knew coming to the season they were the favorites. How did you guys, keep them under control? Obviously, I'm sure by mid-season they started enjoying their smell, so to speak, and thinking, hey, we're pretty good. What did you do to keep them under control and keep them focused on the goal of getting to Week 15?
Well, it's a little bit different, I think, at a school kind of around the league that we play in, the Central Catholic League. All those teams expect to be really good. So there's no big surprise, and I know I said this a few years ago when we had a great season and last year and so on and so forth, but there's no big surprise with our kids that, that they're working really hard to be really good. So I don't think there's any surprise when things do work out well. It's more we're one of those programs we're surprised when things don't go well, and that's the exciting part. There are high expectations, but we work really hard to meet them every day, and that's the exciting part about the playoffs. We're now playing people that have those exact same expectations.
Coach, it's Greg Fry. Obviously you guys have a sound running game and a sound rush defense, but you guys are throwing the ball a little bit this year. That's not like you to throw it so much with this Brandaway kid.
Yeah, well, we certainly have a plan in place on how we like to develop our quarterbacks. We have had the luxury over the years that I've coached to kind of have several 3-year starters, and it's worked out really well for us. And we kind of have a plan in place that, when they're 10th graders, how much we want to give to them, and then as 11th graders, as Jared is this year, we've given him a lot more, and he's just a fantastic player. I mean, he's going to end up being one of the really best quarterbacks that we've had since I've been coaching, and that's saying something because these guys have all been fantastic. Been awesome, and then we'll give him a little bit more next year and see how he does with it. But it's been good for us. We've been able to kind of use what defenses aren't taken away, so to speak, and the kids have been efficient doing that.
Hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time to join us. I know you're busy, a lot of film to break down. Undefeated season. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, I appreciate it, guys.
All right, we have to take you set
Division 4 games, and Matt Barnes is here. We start with the favorite probably to win a state championship.
Yeah, especially in Division 4. Hartley has been good. They're the top seed in Region 14, undefeated, #1 in the final AP poll. Means nothing, though, if you don't win, right? Taking on Upper Sandusky, first playoff appearance for them since 2004, and the Hawks gave them a rude welcome back. Jawan Woodley gets the rocket up the gut. He goes for the score. And Hartley doing it with some defense, too. Passed by Tyler Pritchard, picked off by big old Jacob Matuska. They call him Moose. Well, that looks good. That gives the ball back to the Hawks offense, and more Woodley around the edge. They'll tiptoe the sideline. 6 more for the Hawks. Another super effort from the Hawks. Celebrate. There we go. They cruise to a 63-19.
Division 4, top seeded and undefeated Hartley hosting 7-3 Upper Sandusky. First quarter and the Hawks get rolling. Double reverse. Dominic Scott ends up with it and turns in the nice run. And the Hawks are in business. Jawan Woodley will finish it off. In for the touchdown from a yard extra point was blocked, and the Hawks led 6-0. They keep it going. Jawan Woodley, again, this time from 12 yards out, coming right at you for the score. Hartley rolls.
Ohio Wesleyan, it's North Union taking on Hartley. A rematch from last year's first round of the playoffs. Hartley won that, so there'll be some revenge on North Union's mind. Last year's meeting wasn't close, and folks, tonight's it wasn't either. The Hawks make quick work on the opening drive. Jared Brandaway with a 22-yard touchdown pass to Marcellus Calhoun to make it 7-0. Brandaway doing a lot tonight. Check out this beauty to Cavell Bennett, who has the jaw-dropping move. He houses it. And for good measure, Brandaway finds Toledo commit Jawan Woodley for another score. Hartley winning big time, 43-0.
Offense contributed, defense, special teams. Everybody feels like they're part of the win. Everybody was part of the win. They had a great week of practice. That's what you get.
With the win, Hartley off to the regional finals for the 3rd straight year. David Wilkinson, first and 10.
Matt Barnes is here. The Division 4 games tonight. A couple playoff rematches from a year ago as well.
Yeah, Hartley taking on North Union. Johnstown facing Ironton. Hartley and Johnstown won the matchups a year ago. See what kind of difference a year makes. Let's start with Hartley North Union. Both teams came in undefeated, but only Hartley would stay that way. Jared Brandaway, short pass to Marcellus Calhoun, and Calhoun would do the rest. Hawks up 7-0. Next drive, Hawks are going to fake a punt. And this is good. Jawan Woodley to Jacob Matuska. And look at the big man go rumbling down the field and the stiff arm to boot. Get out. Yeah, just get out of my way.
That's dismissive.
Yeah, Hawks would score on that drive. Now, second quarter, Brandaway finds Dominique Scott. And check out the move he puts on his defender to score another Hawks touchdown. Oh, Hartley gets to win 43-zip, third straight regional final.
Hartley taking on Ottawa Glandorf Friday night. Hawks won the state championship 2 years ago, but were bounced from the regional finals a year ago. Something they're out to remedy this go-around.
You try to emphasize to the kids that every play is important, every play matters. You know, everything you do is going to determine whether you go on or whether you're collecting equipment.
We just have to keep working hard like we do every day in practice. We worked hard last year, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. So this year we know that we don't want that result. We're just going to keep working hard.
So it's getting down to the nitty-gritty for high school. It's certainly getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Families reunite during Thanksgiving, even ones without a genetic connection. Bishop Hartley spent Thanksgiving morning welcoming back its football family.
Got to do is show up and play football the way that we've learned how to do it here, and we'll win the state championship.
And more than 50 Hartley football alumni at practice this morning to talk to the current Hawks. They stand 2 wins away from a Division IV state title. Tomorrow night, the Hawks meet Clinton Massey in a state semifinal.
We're handling like another game. We know it's a big important game with a lot of pressure on it, but we're going to, Coach Birchfield has been saying all year, ignore the noise, and that's what we're going to do and just go out there and play.
The first stop on a cold and blustery night in Ohio, Clayton Northmont High School, Division IV state semifinals, 13-0 Clinton Massey against 13-0 Bishop Hartley. Hawks flying high early. Marcellus Calhoun rips off the 45-yard touchdown run. Hartley up 7-0. Then it's Sam McCoviak, 59 yards on this score, and it was 14-0. But the wheels would come off for Hartley. 5 turnovers do them in. Clinton Massey ends the Hawks season 45-21.
For the state's top-ranked team, Bishop Hartley trying to get back to the state title game. Got to get past Clinton Massey to do it. We'll go to the third quarter. The Hawks are down 24-14, 4th and 9. Oh, those tricky Hawks. Jawan Woodley faking the punt, takes it 52 yards for the score, and Hartley trails by 3. Later in the third, though, Hawks' Sam McCoviak coughs it up here. The Falcons' Cole Brogan recovers from Massey. And on the very next play, Massey's Beowulf runs it in. A 45-21 stunning final score. We are back, and it is a very special time now. Time to give out our superlatives, our year-end awards for Football Friday Night, the 2012 season. We got some very special guests. Sergeant Coleman here from the Ohio Army National Guard, and check out the Fancy Pants trophies. We're going to start with our team of the year, and it's Bishop Hartley. The Hawks had a phenomenal year, 13-1, ranked #1 in Division IV pretty much all season long. Jawan Woodley is here, along with several of your teammates from the Hartley Hawks, and obviously it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but the season as a whole was just something unique, wasn't it?
Yeah, this award right here just symbolizes like what our coaches and teachers at our school teach us at Hartley. That's what we're about, teamwork.
The player of the year, Godwin, I had to bring notes. Godwin Igwebuike from Pickerington North. Your season, sir, went like this. You were 15 yards shy of 2,000 rushing yards for the year. It's 8.6 yards per carry. You had 29 touchdowns. You picked off 5 passes, and you made 79 tackles on defense. Other than that, you were worthless. It was a phenomenal football season, Godwin. Have you been able to wrap your mind around what you were able to accomplish this year?
Well, I had a lot of goals coming into the season, and you know, I just tried to give everything I had for the team. I know we had a special team this year, so you know, went off season working hard, and it all paid off. Congratulations again, guys. Tremendous season. We love high school football here, clearly, and I know you guys do too. Congratulations on tremendous success. Thank you. Godwin Igwebuike from Pickerington North, our player of the year, and Bishop Hartley, our Football Friday Night team of the year for 2012.